Hey, what is up guys? So the Geargia Rampage structure deck is going to be coming out tomorrow, October 17th for the TCG. Let's go ahead and go over the best cards out of the entire structure deck, as well as find out if this is actually worth investing into, meaning just buying these simply to make profit to sell the cards individually. Let's go ahead and get started with some of the newer cards in the actual structure deck with Geargiauger Gigant XG. So it is a rank 3 that is actually generic, does not require Geargia monster. It's 2500 attack, 1300 defense. And it has a quick effect. Well, let's go ahead and go over its effect first. It's during either player's battle step, when an attack involving your machine type monster is occurring, you can detach one material from this card and negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. These effects last until the end of the damage step. While when this face-up card leaves the field, you can target one other Geargia card in your graveyard and add that target to your hand. I think that's a decent effect. It is something that is generic, but it lets you add a Geargia card. It doesn't have to be a Geargia monster, which I think is really awesome for that monster's effect. Next up, another new card, we have Geargia Attacker. Now, I don't really know if I will consider this one a really strong card, but I do want to talk about all the new cards in the structure deck first. But anyways, Geargia Attacker, it's once per turn you can change this card to face down defense position. When this card is flipped face up, you can destroy any number of spell and trap cards on the field up to the number of other Geargia monsters you control. Other Geargia monsters means that it should not be counting itself, but 1900 attack, that's pretty decent for the actual archetype. And I don't know how you would really set this and hope to survive. I'm assuming you just want to have it, you want to set it face down, and then maybe if you're playing Karakuri Geargia, you can then flip it up. Maybe you can destroy like one, maybe two at that point. I don't know how viable this card is. If you guys think this card is totally good, let me know in the comment section below. But anyways, next up we have MK-III finally, and that's going to definitely help out get you your Geargia Gigant XG. So it's a level 3 monster with 1000 attack, and it's when this card is special summoned by the effect of a Geargia card, you can special summon one Geargia monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, except for the same copy of itself, but its effects are negated. Now, you can only use the effect of MK-III once per turn, and you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except for Geargia monster. So to me, that's more like a if your Geargia X dies or something like that, he has the effect to target a level 3 lower Geargia monster in your graveyard. Maybe you could really utilize MK-III, and you won't have that downside during the turn you activate that effect, because you're going to be special summoning, of course, on your opponent's turn. So I think this card is definitely going to be seeing a lot of play. It's going to probably replace the other MK that people currently play, or maybe some people will completely drop that engine, because we have the Geargiauger. This is the card that I think everyone has been waiting for. It's a level 4, 500 attack, doesn't really matter the attack and defense, but anyways, when this card is normal summoned, you get to add one level 4 Earth machine type monster from your deck to your hand, except for the same copy of itself. You cannot, you also cannot declare attacks nor special summon monsters except for machine type monsters for the rest of the turn. So I think this card is just a great first turn opener, going into this, and then maybe going into the Geargia accelerators, go for a quick, Geargia X, get another search out. So I think first turn it's pretty good because you can't, attack anyways. I mean, you probably will only be special summoning monsters, that are machine type, more than likely for the first turn anyways, because you don't want to go all in for nothing unless of course you have Bandies, then that's a completely different story. But I think that this card is really fantastic first turn. Other than that though, I feel like since you can only special summon machine type monsters, unlike the Soteller Knights where you can still make other things like Black Shovelcorn to get rid of your opponent's stuff, this card makes it so you can only go for machine type, and at the moment I don't really think that there are that many great rank 4 machine types that people generally just throw in the extra deck. I think that if it made it so you can't attack, that was already like a downside already. But you can only special summon machine type monsters, so I don't know how viable this will be like late game, because even if you're able to make Geargia X search out, you can kind of stall out, I would say, because Geargia X still has an effect to special summon a level 3 or lower Geargia monster in the graveyard. So I think it has utility definitely, in addition to its just free search. It just allows you to maybe stall a little bit. Perhaps that's what people will try to do. Maybe we'll get a really good rank for like Geargia card that's not Geargia X. Next up, I just wanted to mention that you get the Geargia armor, you get the arsenal, you get the accelerator, and you also get Geargia gear, which is probably the best card that Geargia's got into their arsenal. But I feel like everything in here is pretty much just going to be for the Geargia. Oh, you also get Gigant X, but this card technically already had its reprint. But I feel like that's basically the structure deck. If you guys want to check out the full list, I'll put a link down below in that description box and you can check out everything. It gives you the gadgets, which is like, what the heck? I feel like they probably could have gave us like a really good generic card. Maybe like a Vanity's Emptiness alone would probably sell the structure deck. But there's no like Pot of Duel. There's not a card that I think a lot of different decks can just be like, you know what, I'm going to pick up a Geargia structure deck just because it has that one card that I really want to use in my specific deck that, you know, got a reprint. I mean, yeah, we got a reprint of Gear, but that card's not expensive. Like, none of these cards are really expensive anyways, and I don't think it's that great to invest into, but if you disagree, hey, let me know why. I think Gigant X is pretty decent. I mean, it is generic, but it is 3 level 3 monsters, so not every deck is going to be looking towards making this. But, I mean, Burning Abyss, hey, there you go. You could make this card technically relatively easy. But anyways, that's going to be the Geargia structure. Let me know, guys, if you completely disagree with me. That's totally cool. Let me know why you think this is worth picking up if you're playing another deck other than Geargia's. Because for Geargia's, this is a fantastic structure deck. You pick up 3 of these, and you're pretty much good to go. I would say for a decent deck, you just gotta throw in some generic staples, and I think you'll pretty much be good to go. There's not really like any good like D prisons or anything like that in here, but I mean, for the most part, picking up 3 of these will be much cheaper than I think individually buying all the Geargia cards, although most of them are pretty cheap anyways. Maybe you can get a deal from someone else that is getting rid of their Geargia deck. But that's the Geargia Rampage structure deck, and let me know what you guys think of it. Do you think it's good, or do you think it's just meh, whatever? I'll pass on it because I don't want to play Geargia's, because that's kind of the way I have. I already played Geargia's enough. I'm over the deck. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Nice out.